Pendleton News, first at 4, continues.
You probably noticed your grocery bill is higher than what it used to be. Inflation is impacting the cost of food, but it will also make your holiday meal cost more. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to a Pulaski County meat processor about the high cost of some items this time of the year.
It is a busy time for meat processors, of course, with the holiday season upon us. More demand for turkey, ham, and other types of meats. Now, the people here at this Pulaski County meat processor tell me they have been able to keep prices stable for most of the holiday type meats, such as turkeys and hams. But they say that other types of meat, the prices have skyrocketed, some of them going as high as 200 to 300%. A lot of that based on the market price.
When it gets into ribeyes and T-bones and your briskets and things of that nature, we have to fluctuate because it just makes sense. You know, you have to follow the market, just like in any business.
Of course, the big question is, when are prices going to stabilize? No one really seems to know, but I'm told the pandemic is the big reason for many of these prices being what they are. However, others say that some people are using that simply as an excuse. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Thanks, Phil. We checked with major retailers such as Walmart, Meijer, and Kroger, and we were told that there are no major turkey shortages here, with the price of most birds being $1 to $2 per pound. As the holiday season draws closer and closer, one Harlan County native is working to continue a tradition in his family for more than 40 years. Jordan Howard, also known as Mountain Santa Jr., is the son of Mike Howard, who gathered and hand-delivered toys to children in the county each and every year. Following his dad's death, Jordan has continued the tradition in his honor. This year's preparation is currently underway. He says he feels blessed to spread holiday cheer throughout his dad.
Dad was he was a Christian man, and he's wonderful. He's a wonderful man, he sure was. He went to the nursing home for 40-some years, went to the jailhouse 40-some years, just spreading the word of the gospel.
Howard says people can donate by bringing toys to the toy workshop or sending donations to his P.O. Box 712 in Wallens. A word of caution to have children leave the room before this next story. It's news coming straight from the North Pole. According to Christmas booking company HireSanta.com, there are 10% fewer Santas this year. Founder and head elf Mitch Allen says many Santas are older with pre-existing health conditions that put them more at risk. Carl Shannon from Lexington, who by the way is my best friend, dresses up each year as Santa. He says some of his fellow helpers don't have enough energy to keep up with the big job.
A lot of Santas are elderly like me, not in the best of health a lot of times, and for some reason just do not want to get the vaccine. And to be someone who is going to be around children, it should be a no-brainer.
He said he encourages all of Santa's helpers to be fully vaccinated and get their booster shot to stay safe this Christmas.
And with cold air moving in over the next couple of nights, maybe it's time for Santa to do a little acclimating, because we've got some cold air working in tonight and into tomorrow night as he gets ready for the big day. Just about 6 weeks away now from Christmas, but sunny skies out there today. UVA-wise camera showing, we had a few clouds across southwest Virginia today, but otherwise watching that sunset and a nice view there as we take a look out to the Mountain Parkway in Slade. A little bit different story. We're watching some of those high clouds beginning to move in ahead of an area of showers that may try to work into the area later on tonight. We're very warm out there, at least by November standards. However, still not as warm as yesterday. Upper 50s to low 60s, just about everybody, 59 or 60. The reading just about everywhere. Trying to see a couple of showers inch their way into the I-64 corridor. Most of that remains across parts of central Kentucky at this hour, slowly headed in our direction as we head later on tonight. Back closer to home, you see that round of cloud cover working on in, so just be on standby tonight if you are headed out to any of those games. We should stay dry during most of them, but later on tonight, especially after midnights when our showers look to work in, with those temperatures only getting down into the middle 30s overnight. We've got more chilly weather on the way, especially as we head into the weekend. I'll have the details on that coming up in just a few short minutes. Jim?
Okay, Evan. We're following the developing case of Brian Carroll. He was arrested outside a UK hospital back in March with live bombs in his car. At a status hearing this morning, the prosecutors and the judge okayed Carroll's visit to see his mother so long as the visit is brief and Carroll is kept under watch by Fayette County Sheriff's deputies. As for the status of his case, the judge decided to set another hearing date for January 28th. Carroll is currently in the Fayette County Detention Center, held on a $155,000 bond. Former Trump White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows did not show up for a deposition with the House Select Committee investigating the Capitol riot. Sources familiar with the investigation say committee members waited Friday morning in a room for Meadows. 9 minutes after the deadline, they left. Neither the committee nor Meadows have commented on the no-show. But Meadows previously said he had no intention of cooperating with the committee until the courts ruled he must. Still, Meadows could be held in criminal contempt of Congress. President Biden and his cabinet gathered at the White House to tout the recently passed bipartisan physical infrastructure bill. The president says he will announce a point person to oversee how the money is being spent soon, but supply chain bottlenecks and concerns over inflation are threatening to overshadow the administration's big legislative victory. Skylar Henry reports from Capitol Hill.
President Biden and his cabinet met to discuss implementation of the bipartisan physical infrastructure bill, which will give $1 trillion boost to repair the nation's roadways and public transit, as well as expand access to broadband and clean drinking water.
It'll create millions of new jobs, will grow the economy, and will win the world economic competition.
The bill also includes $17 billion to modernize ports and help alleviate supply chain bottlenecks. Both are fueling anxiety over holiday shopping as well as inflation. This week, federal data showed consumer prices are 6.2% higher than this time last year, and that a record 4.4 million Americans quit their jobs in September.
Our view is that the real risk here is inaction.
The Biden administration is pushing Congress to pass the nearly $2 trillion Build Back Better plan to help ease economic pressures. It contains tax credits and provisions that are aimed at reducing child care, housing, and prescription drug costs.
This is part of a really comprehensive plan to keep the growth going, but also to focus on those pain points around inflation, around price pressures.
But West Virginia's Joe Manchin, whose vote is crucial to getting the bill passed in the Senate, signaled his concern, tweeting the threat posed by record inflation is getting worse. D.C. can no longer ignore the economic pain Americans feel every day. House Democrats say they plan to vote on the Build Back Better Act sometime next week. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
The White House has invited a bipartisan group of lawmakers to join President Biden as he signs the bipartisan infrastructure bill into law Monday. That same day, the president is expected to meet virtually with the leader of China to discuss competing interests between the two countries. Republican Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski is running for re-election. She made the announcement in a video posted today, saying she believes people outside of Alaska are focusing on the race in an effort to take the seat for their partisan agendas. She is a strong critic of former President Donald Trump, who vowed to unseat her after she voted to convict him in his second impeachment trial. However, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has signaled that he, quote, absolutely supports Murkowski. Coming up on First at 4, a bipartisan partnership, a partnership between UK and the Pike County Extension Office is helping students learn about the hidden powers grandparents can have in a child's life.
And definitely need the coat if you're headed out to high school football tonight. I'll have the very latest on the chilly weather coming up.